Hello, my name is Carolyn Greenleaf, and welcome to Waking Up, conscious discussions about our changing reality. For this first show, I wanted to focus on kind of the framework, the basis, if you will, for some of the changes that we are moving into. Now, this is a really exciting time that we are experiencing. This is what many have called the Ascension. This is shifting our reality into a fifth dimensional reality. And it is an incredible time. So for those of you who don't understand that terminology of these dimensions, I'm going to kind of go through and explain some of that to you and how it's affecting us, and it can explain some of the changes that you're seeing in the outer world. To the ego self within, that the part of us that is still fearful about things, it can see it as some really scary changes. However, when you are looking at this from the perspective of your soul, it is really exciting because you understand what's really happening on the bigger picture and the bigger scale of things. So I am the author of Re-entering Eden, Reclaiming Our Wholeness and Divine Truth. And so what I do, my specialty is helping individuals to reconnect to that authentic soul self within. Okay, so there's and I help people understand the difference between the two selves. We have the ego self and the soul self. The ego self is the part of us that is the vehicle to experience this 3D reality that is now breaking down. And this 3D reality has been based upon duality. Okay, so this duality is about learning about good and evil, learning about judgment, learning about all these different things. And it is based upon opposites. So these opposites are parts of you. Okay, you hold those opposites within you, which are well, let me just start with, the soul self is your authentic self. This is the part of you that is connected to God, that is connected to every aspect of creation, really. And the ego part of you is the vehicle that you are using to experience this type of reality. And we choose these types of realities, these difficult realities, so that we can learn and grow. And oftentimes we're healing different aspects of ourselves from different experiences, whether in this lifetime or another lifetime. But that can be for another show. For this show, I really wanted to kind of cover sort of the basis of these energetic changes, if you will. So let me see. All right, so what we are experiencing right now is the breakdown of the third dimensional reality. And this really is in many of our physical manifestations are part of this third dimensional reality. And I've got some notes here that I'm going to be kind of referring to. So, the third dimensional reality is the experience of duality, which is our ego or falsehoods. These are seen as illusions because the soul self and the fifth dimension and higher are where our divine truth really is. And so this third dimensional type of reality is really seen as an illusion because you're not living your truth. You're just having an experience that is outside of your soul's truth so that you can understand some different elements, okay, of yourself and of reality. And through that, that is how our soul grows its wisdom. And because we are connected to all of creation, these experiences that we learn through and grow through, it affects and it helps all aspects of creation to know, to understand a plethora of different things. It's really quite amazing when you tune into this and you understand, or you don't even understand all of it, but you just know, you have this knowing of all of these exciting, wonderful things that are really happening that most people don't see. So now, again, in this dualistic reality, we are dealing with opposites. So the ego elements of self, and that is everything, that all the fears that we begin to adopt, okay? Because that is not really our truth. We are not fearful beings in our truest sense of self. We are fearless, and we're like beautiful divine children. So in many different things, we'll go over that in a bit. But within this 3D reality, we need to have a persona that will fit into this type of reality. So this ego world now, okay, this opposite of our true world in the higher dimension of creation, okay, we had to have some, I guess, bad characters, people that would play the bad role guys, or the bad guys role. And that entails, lowering one's vibration to a point that they really disconnect and forget, their true origins. And they can, they really move into this really deep, deep, dark place. And it's really fed by everyone else's reactions to that. So let's get back to, it's we see this as almost like a game that's been set in place a long, long time ago, and we have characters that are going to play the bad guys. And so these would be seen as the fallen angels, dark lords, different entities from various places of the universe that have, that have chosen to create this type of reality that that will really challenge people. So, and then on the other side, you have the true you is always existing, always there. And it is always a matter of focus. Okay, where are we focusing our attention? Well, the bad guys, they make such a ruckus and they create so many problems that our attention keeps being diverted there. And through our attention focusing on that, we are feeding the realities that they are creating. These realities that are, it is literally upside down and backwards of our true reality. Okay, so it's very distorted, very perverted in every single aspect. If you were to look, within my book, Re-entering Eden, and in my classes, I have a list of the different aspects of the ego self and the soul self, and they are the complete opposites of self. So it's almost like two sides of the same coin. And as you begin to to move into this higher dimensional perspective, you begin to realize that, and that makes the game even more interesting. So so within this 3D reality, it is very, very true. Well, within any reality, any dimension, your thoughts, your beliefs, your perception are feeding whatever you are focusing on and what you believe is true. So when you're coming from a fear-based type of energy, reaction, you are feeding and solidifying those realities in your life that are based on ego and shadows. And shadows are formations that come through the ego world because they are based, they are focused on, and people believe in those things. And so I call them shadows because it is a shadow of your truth. It's not real. It appears real, and it seems kind of scary because there's this darkness to it, but it's not actually real. It is an experience according to your soul. Let me see here. Let me just go over some of these experiences of the 3D reality. So, oh, also, okay, these bad actors, they have really infiltrated every aspect. It's really quite brilliant. Okay, again, looking at it from the perspective of the soul self, they have infiltrated every aspect of our lives, every institution, mainstream media, our TV, movies, our government, education, you know, and many different various ways. There's a lot of, you know, we're seeing this, we're seeing all of this corruption. It's all surfacing because the game is over, and this energy is no longer believed because so many people have moved into the fourth and fifth dimensional perspective and are aligning with truth. And when you're doing that, your focus is not on that 3D reality. It is on our new exciting reality that is opening up. And so everything, all the manifestations of the 3D reality that is ego-based, that is again based on or seen as illusion, it is disintegrating. It is coming apart. Okay, because it's not seen as our real truth any longer. We are growing beyond that, if you will. So your third dimensional reality, and dimensions are really a place of your perception. Okay, it's more than a physical locale. It is your understanding of reality, and specifically the reality that you are in. So within the 3D reality, your behavior is ego-based or focused. You believe and feel that you are separate from others and your natural environment. And this is one of the big red flags, okay? Any type of institution, what is it? Any cause, okay, that is really that the main focus is separation in some way, that tells you that that is ego programming, okay? Because the soul's reality is united, not divided. All of this division that we are experiencing and that is being ignited, that is purposefully, it is being promoted, okay? That is something that you want to, you know, you observe it for what it is, okay? That is just ego stuff, but you do not put your energy towards that, all right? Because you do not want to add your energy to that formation, okay? Within the 3D reality that you may be attached to, you believe that you must reach outside of yourself to obtain your needs, that you need someone to complete you, that you need this next degree and this next degree, that you need a certain car, that you need, you know, whatever. These needs, that is all ego-based. And that outward you know, thought that you need something outside of yourself, again, that is ego-based. That is 3D thinking or perception. And you believe that your opportunities are limited, That is not your truth, okay? But that is 3D thinking, right? And that you need to force outcomes to succeed. That is only dependent on, certain elements that are not connected in the way that your soul would be connected. So it is a forceful type of thing. Judgments, beliefs and behaviors that something is right or wrong. Again, that is any type of judgment, that is 3D programming, all right? It's better to see things instead of judging them, and putting that type of negative energy into it. You want to see that as that is interesting. That is just an experience, and you choose, a different, whatever is best for you, not judging something as completely right or wrong, period. For someone else in another experience, something that is, wrong for you could be right for them. And vice versa. So we have to get out of this judgment type of thing. And again, that is part of 3D. Now, as you begin to awaken, and that is coming into some realizations, starting to see that, I think there's something a little off here, okay? And in addition to those who have been here for many, many, many years, studying spirituality, really working on connecting with self, connecting to God, learning different wonderful things such as, meditation, yoga, all those types of disciplines and practices. Those things open up your perception, okay? So for a very long time, many people have been awakening and opening their perception and seeing different realizations and really becoming enlightened, connecting to this, fourth dimensional reality and fifth dimensional reality that we are heading into. And in many ways, we are there. So, but in doing that, these are the trailblazers that have been affecting mass consciousness. So, as one person begins to awaken and question the reality, another does as well, and it's just a domino effect. Okay, because we're all really connected. This is mass consciousness shaping and opening and awakening to a higher, different truth. Okay, so this is another reason why everything is just it's being revealed. People are noticing these things. Let me see here. So as we begin to, awaken to, and begin to search, this is moving into fourth dimensional reality, is when we begin to search for the truth. We begin to study different things. We just begin to question everything. We begin to be less trusting as well. We begin to grow our discernment. We are less naive, and it is also where we are beginning to face our inner demons, our inner shadows, okay? Because every time that you are awakening into another level of perception or another, and you can feel this within yourself, it is this shift in frequency. It is a heightened vibration that you're moving into. When that happens, lower vibrating frequencies, those 3D things, issues or traumas that were not addressed or resolved, that were repressed, all those things begin to surface. And this is when it is very, very challenging The awakening process is both a beautiful and painful process all at the same time. So it is painful because we need to address the things that we have suppressed. This is because those suppressed things from 3D reality, that they hold that energy and it holds you down, okay? Because you are moving into a higher frequency, a more finely tuned energy that cannot hold that density, and it holds you down, okay? And it's a very painful space for many people. So so this is where we need to address these things that are coming up, and we can't, allow our fears that are attached to them to stop us. This is the period where seeking spiritual guidance and counsel is very, very helpful for times when you get stuck. Okay, and this happens to a lot of people. You can get stuck in some of these traumas that your body is trying to release, and it's your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, and even your etheric body. You're trying to release some of these traumas, and we have not been taught how to do this in the 3D reality. So we're learning as we go, okay? And also when you're moving into this fourth dimensional perception or frequency, you also are beginning to sense a connection with others, such as angels, your guides, your spiritual guides that are in the higher dimensions, that are assigned to you, from before you were even born. They've been waiting for you for this moment, and they're ready to assist you. So so this is another something that is new, okay, but it is there to assist you. Now, oftentimes you also do need a spiritual counselor or guide or coach to help you kind of understand some of this in your connection with these, in your relationship with these guides and angels that are stepping forward to assist you and help you move into that direction. Also, during this time, your senses are really opening up. Okay, and this is more in the line of your psychic senses. So your inner vision or your third eye, the way that you may see things that other people are not seeing. You may hear things that other people do not hear. This is also smell, knowing. Okay, this knowing sense, and oftentimes people begin to get some downloads of information that are really mind blowing. And but it's again, it's really wonderful. But if you don't understand what's happening, it can be rather frightening. So let me see another, let me see, I want to make sure. Oh yes, this is also when you can begin to have ancient memories start to surface or be triggered within you. Okay, these can be memories from different life experiences, even from a different dimension. Okay, so it's again, it's very helpful to have a guide or a support group, a spiritual support group with people who are also going through these different changes as well. So it's very, very helpful. I had that, and I really it was for a short period of time, but it was a game changer for me, because there were many things happening that I did not expect. And again, it's very difficult, and I really understand that. But yet, you got to keep moving through it. You move through it, and it's also a really magical experience. This is also a time where, family and friends that are still very rooted within the third dimension, they may not understand what you are going through. Okay, so sometimes there's a little bit of a separation, okay, happening because you are all of a sudden in this completely different plane of existence and perception and experiences that you are going through, and so again, it's very challenging, but it's also very, there are different levels within the fourth dimension, fifth dimension, and on up. The lower levels of the fourth dimension, you've got to be very careful of, because that is also where some of the negative entities are there waiting for you, because they know this is it's a difficult time for you, and they latch on to that energy of pain. If you are, remaining kind of stuck in some of these painful, situations and emotions, um, these negative entities, they will begin to feed off of that. Yeah, I mean, it happens in the third dimension as well, but in fourth dimension, these are a little bit more serious entities. This is again, these are ego formations. Okay, so you need to you can overcome this, most definitely. It's just when you are lingering in fear and in pain and all this for too long, and you know how you can sometimes feel lost in it, and this is that depressive type of hole that people find themselves in from time to time. That is when you need to get some assistance to pull yourself out, okay? Because some of these negative entities, they can begin to influence your emotions and your thoughts. Okay, so that's not a pleasant part of this at all, but it's just you're walking through this. You know, it's a kind of a dark valley, if you will. Okay, but there's a very important purpose to this, because this is the unraveling of your third dimensional formations that your traumas had developed within your life. Okay, these different behaviors and beliefs that were originally adopted from family, friends, peers, society, that you are unraveling. And, while you were in some of those beliefs, there were some very painful experiences that people, you know, ex- that they had. So again, these things are all opening up, and you need to move through them. You've got to, it's an experience of walking through the fire. Okay, but when you are connecting to yourself, to your truth, you realize that the fire is not going to engulf you. The fire's not even hot. Okay, and when you release your fears as you are moving through these things, and you're moving through resolutions, and you're going into those states of forgiveness, letting go, compassion, you are rising and rising in this dimension. And the fourth dimension is also about opening the heart space. Okay, so things that have hurt your heart, those are all going to be front and center. And as you work through those things, you're going to feel your heart begin to expand and begin to encompass more of this higher frequency that is actually your soul frequency, your true frequency. And this is that energy of love and light. Okay, it involves divine intelligence. It involves your truest essence. And this frequency, it's an expansive frequency and energy. And I mean, there are still times, I mean, when I wake up and my heart, it's like my heart is just so expansive, and there's so much love that is, this bliss. It's just really, really incredible. But it also takes, it takes some time to be able to embody that type of energy, and it can be exhausting. in the beginning, but as you continue to move through it, it's really what I call it is the embodiment of the soul. You're stepping into more and more of this higher frequency that you truly are. And let me see here. What else do we have about? So as we are moving through the fourth dimension, the higher levels are more enjoyable, okay? Because you're rising above your fears. You have resolved quite a bit of a lot of the, rough traumas that you have experienced, okay? And so those things are being resolved, and that dense energy has been transmuted within you. So when you are in 4D, then all of a sudden, fifth dimensional it begins to overlap, and you begin to move into the fifth dimensional type of frequency. So fifth dimensional reality is really, it is what I've called Christ consciousness. Okay, to me, this is the second coming of Christ. Okay, it is all of us. It is us realizing who we truly are. Okay, and who we are a unified, connected type of being. Okay, a being that radiates this amazing love and light. And this light is divine intelligence. It is wisdom. It is power. It is the realization that we do manifest our reality, and we can manifest whatever it is that we choose. You learn that in the fourth dimension, but you really, when you are reaching the fifth dimension, you really are mastering this. And this fifth dimension reality, this is the reality that we will find ourselves in, that we've been moving into for quite some time energetically. We've been there. However, I have noticed, a couple of years ago, that it was like our physical reality was not matching the fifth dimension reality that I knew that humanity was connecting to, that's here. And so I had asked my guides and angels, I said, because I thought we were just going to be, wake up and, it was going to be a little different. I said, I want to witness, I want to see these changes. And when I, less than a year ago, when I realized that everyone's got a front row seat to this. We are not just going to go from, one dimension reality into the next and basically wake up in it, like I had thought we were going to a while ago. And also, this is the beauty of moving deeper into the fifth dimension, is that more and more answers start to come, more and more things you start to understand, so much more. It's really, really amazing. So let me see, what else did I want to cover here? So, okay, here are my bullet points. So when you are in this fifth dimension reality, you recognize, you really feel at a deep level that you are connected to everyone and everything. Okay, so this is part of that that unified type of energy, and this is where we begin to respect one another at a beautiful level, because we know that everything is affecting one another. So we see each other as a divine being, and again, our thoughts, our actions affect everything and everyone. So so within this fifth dimensional reality or dimension, it is your consciousness really continues to expand very quickly, and you view your life through the objective position of your soul much more so, because you are able to embody much more of your soul energy. You are becoming your soul, and less so the ego self. Okay. And you also are able to see the ego self as really your partner. You really grow an appreciation to your ego experiences because of what you have learned and what you were able to heal as well, because there's a lot of karmic healing that happens within that third and fourth dimensional reality. So, and now also when you're in fourth dimension, you also can slip back into, you also experience some of the 3D, experiences as well. There's a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of intertwining. And the same is true for going into 5D. So, so let's see here. Your judgment, you no longer judge things, you no longer judge people. You understand that everyone is on their own divine path and journey, and you appreciate their struggles, their because you know that there's something really amazing that they are working through and towards. And you again, your perspective, your knowing from these higher dimensions really expands, and it's difficult to explain. And some of this also happens within the fourth dimension, as I had mentioned before. You also are very quick to take full responsibility of every aspect of your life, and you become much more of a powerful, empowered, person within your personal life, within your professional life, within your community. Okay, because this is all part of you, and it just takes on a whole new meaning. You understand much more deeply and feel that divine love of which you are, and that of the universe. You feel the love of the universe and God's love and your guides and angels. You feel that love that they have for you. And there's this like constant exchanges happening. It's a very beautiful, blissful feeling. So, also, you feel the flow of creation through you and to you. Okay. And this is where we will be able to move into many different things that are going to be revealed on the physical level. Okay. And this is also why this is so important, this show, because some of the things, and there will be med beds. Okay. There will be some elements of the med beds that will only resonate to those who are able to reach that fifth dimensional frequency. Okay, because that is what the med beds are made of. And also some of the quantum technologies that are going to be opening, some of these things, some elements of them will be dependent on your frequency. You've got to be a frequency match. Okay. So, so this is, another reason why this is, understanding and learning more about these dimensional perceptions and frequencies and vibrations that you are in tune with. It's very important to understand these things. Back to the 5D, this is where you and the people around you that are embodying fifth dimensional frequencies are very open, are very, become very transparent, is very honest and authentic. Okay. Because The ego self is no longer needed. You feel completely safe within the frequency of your truth, of your soul's truth. Okay. And this is an experience that is from the inward out, instead of, remember, the ego self, it plugs into the outer world for validation, for knowledge, for everything that you feel that you need. 4D, that starts to shift and change. Okay. And in 4D too, when you are moving in and understanding heart energy, this is where you begin to understand that everything comes from within you, that the universe is really within you. Okay. And that all of your needs come from within, and that your outer world is reflecting your inner world as well. So again, when you are embodying those fears of the 3D ego, your outer world is reflecting that to you. It's actually doing you a favor, because it is saying, this is in you. Okay. So we're letting you know this is here. It doesn't feel good, does it? Look in the mirror and begin to address, go within. Okay. And this is why I also provide free Sunday heart-based meditations, because we need to get used to bringing your focus, energy, and attention into the heart space. Okay, beginning to really open that up to ourselves. The heart is the gateway to your soul, okay, and to creation, to God. So this is we need to begin to understand who we really are, and moving into the heart space is a wonderful way of doing that. So within the fifth dimensional reality, you begin to feel really free, okay, because you no longer are ruled by fear at all. You see it for what it is, and actually you respect the lessons that fear teaches. Okay. And also those people, those entities, those beings who are, who have created the fear-based reality, you can, from their soul's perspective, you can begin to understand their role, and be grateful for them for providing those experiences, because without that, we would not have grown to this place to grow our knowledge and wisdom that is needed as you move into these higher dimensional frequencies. Because as you are, again, embodying more and more of your soul self through, these and rising into these higher frequent dimensions, you are accessing more and more of your divine power, your power to create. Okay, so you need to, be in those 3D realities or experiences, so that you can learn that you can't give away your power. You can't, just look the other way. You can't be lazy. You need to learn discernment. You need to learn responsibility. You need to really, be just, fully face things, okay, rather than suppressing something or wishing it would just go away, or thinking, if I ignore it enough, it'll just kind of, cease to exist. Well, some of these things don't. And, and then what happens is that they will turn on you and begin to rule you. This is where your fears really, are ruling you and your reality, and creating some, really nasty things. But, it's almost like, seeing these things as, the bully at school. A bully shows up when you are not, when you feel weak, when you think that you are a weakling, that you have no power. Okay. A bully shows up to prove to you that you actually do. because that bully is there to push you and push you and push you. And even though it is not pleasant and it is very painful, if they push you enough, eventually one of these times when you fall down the floor, you'll push yourself up with this power that you had no idea existed within you. And at that moment, you realize that, oh my God, there was a line within me. And then that bully looks at you with respect and goes away because you no longer need that bully. And that bully will then just seek, because it'll be attracted to another person who feels like they're a weakling, okay, that they're weak, that they have no power. So, so I like to see these, again, a higher dimensional type of view of this is always helpful because we can see the gift within these very difficult situations that we had to grow through and move through, okay? And that is also part of 5D thinking and perception, because we must forgive the past. We must move into compassion and understanding to really allow ourselves to expand even more and to reach, oh my gosh, to begin to accept and understand the gifts that really are available to us. The fifth dimensional reality is full of abundance. Okay, it is full of joy. It is an amazing place. It is constant opportunities that are always showing up for you, and more that we are continually creating, and things that are expanding around us that are just absolutely amazing. It's very empowered when you are in 5D dimension. You feel very empowered, okay? And again, this has nothing to do with ego. This is all soul-based. You know that that you have the ability to create whatever it is that you wish in your life. However, your wants become very different. Okay, you no longer need many of the things that you thought you needed in 3 or 4D reality. Things become much more simplified because things in your life are not what's important. You recognize that what is important is about relationships, community, building things together, growing together, creating together. Okay. And in doing this, there was a great deal of respect. There is, it is honoring one another for who we are. Let me see, and this, this is not all smooth sailing, okay? But it is so incredibly rewarding when we choose to not give up, okay? We just choose to keep moving forward, because I promise you that there are amazing experiences just waiting to be accepted, okay? They're already there. You have been dreaming about, many different things that are ready for you, but you just need to release some of the other dense energies, some of the old pains, some of the old perceptions and things like that, and just allow a healing to take place and just keep moving through that fire. Because what happens with the phoenix, when the phoenix just settles into the fire, okay, the phoenix becomes a more beautiful version of what it was before. And the ashes are the past, okay? But it is all the fears, the pain, the trauma. That is what turns into ashes. anything that was created through love, no matter what dimension it was, moves forward with you. Okay, so you don't lose anything that is real, and things that were created from love, that is real. And as you rise in frequency into the fifth dimension, you begin to experience that love, uh, all of those relationships, all of those connections, all of those things that you have, that you've done that were really worthwhile. You really feel them in an expanded type of experience, and it just grows and multiplies, in different things, and it's really, really amazing. So this is real, and this is what we are moving into. So again, it's kind of a rough road, to get there. And, we are there, but we're going to experience a lot of, it's almost like, the old house that we are leaving. There's a demolition happening too. And so pieces are falling apart. And many of these, ego type of entities. These are, some of the when I say old, 3D type of groups that are ego-based, that are pushing and, want to continue to manifest 3D reality, okay, fear-based. They don't want to let go. They don't want to let go of the people that they are feeding off of. So, again, discernment is very, very important. Really pay attention and keep moving forward. When you bring your presence within your heart space, you are safe. Okay. Again, it's just continue to plugging in within, connecting with your guides and angels, finding a spiritual guide that is best, that is that is a good fit for you. And that is something that I do provide. I do provide that service through my business, Greenleaf Healing. So, I will be, offering that link as well. And it's in the credits at the end of each video. So, for next week, I do have a special guest, Dr. Amanda Theory, and she's a holistic practitioner, and within her, well, we're going to discuss some wonderful therapies that she has found that is, assist individuals. And so it's, it's going to be a great show. I'm really excited. She's a fantastic person. I've gotten to know her over the past few months, but we've known each other for a couple of years. So it's really interesting how, these reconnections happen as all these changes were happening as well. So, I am going to be providing these shows once a week at this time. So I hope that I hope to see you next week. And until then, abundant blessings.